Hi everyone, welcome back to another Nikki Uncut. I'm so excited because I finally got the last of my Sephora orders. If you don't know, or in case you're new to my channel, I talked a lot about like what I was going to purchase during the Sephora savings event. That has now passed a while ago, but I literally just received my final online order that I had placed 2 weeks ago. What's today? A little over 2 weeks ago, actually. A little over 2 weeks ago. It was like a last minute, like 1 a.m. type purchase. I always do this where I go through I restock things in my kit. I talk about this a lot, so I'll kind of spare you what I purchased to restock in my pro kit because I've talked about those items a million times. I have a video that's already up on my channel a few weeks back that was dedicated to those products. And just the staples I always talk about that I replenished during the savings event. These are going to be like the fun items. And where I was going with this was I always place an online order. And that's like my restock order where I restock the foundations I need for my kit, powders, my necessities that I blow through on a regular basis while I'm actually working with clients. Then there's always like the in-store purchase where I'll buy things for myself. I'll buy things I've had my eye on. You get the idea. Okay, so I did all these purchases, and then there's always, my track record at least, is there's always a third or fourth and final online purchase, and it's like my last chance stress purchase. Do you know what I mean? Do you ever just stress purchase because you're like, well, wait, hold on, the sale's about to end and I'll never be able to shop at Sephora ever again? It's a silly mindset, I know, trust me. I don't make the rules, I'm just here playing the game. So I did my last minute stress order right before the sale ended. And this video is going to be a lot about that order, and it's going to be really fun. So this is basically a long-winded way for me to say, these are some fun extra items that I bought during the Sephora savings event. Let's get into it. And I want to start with something that I bought in person, very at random, in a Sephora that was in Austin, Texas. I went to a Sephora in-store with all my fellow Creator House colleagues that I went on a trip with. If you don't know, and if you're just catching this and you don't know what I'm talking about, I went to Austin, Texas. We all stayed at a Creator House and we created content together. And it was probably one of the best, 4 days? 4 days of my life. We had so much fun. I left with a whole bunch of new best friends and people that I'm really close to, and I had this amazing sense of community. So long story short, I will tag them all in this description of this video because they're all worth following because they're incredible creators. Where was I going with this? Okay, yeah, so we all went to Sephora in Austin, Texas. Lisa J, my good friend, was like, Nikki, guys, we have to go to Sephora. It's the last day of the sale. Let's go in store. I want to take you guys to my favorite location. And we basically shopped till we dropped. We had so much fun. We met a ton of you viewers. If you were a viewer that's watching right now and you got to meet me or any of us that were walking through that Sephora on that Monday, I'm so happy I got to meet you, and I'm so grateful. I got to meet so many amazing subscribers that are part of this community, and I just felt so unbelievably grateful. So also, because I talked to just so many people and also the fellow content creators that I was with, they all wanted suggestions on concealer, foundation, things like that. And I was so happy to just help out. So I found myself spending most of the time curating baskets for each person that I was with and making suggestions and swatching and doing all those things. It was so much fun. I felt like I was a personal shopper for a minute, and it was I could get used to this life. This is so much fun, spending someone else's money and curating a special Sephora basket for them of products that I think and also know will work great for them. Deanna Hickox, who is Justin Hickox's wife. Justin Hickox is a famous hairstylist on YouTube, an incredible educator with all things hair. Check him out. But his wife, I just had such a blast talking to because she's so open to suggestions. She was really wanting to learn, and she was just down. She was swatch it on me. Let's do it. Let's try this. Let's try that. What do you think about this? How do I use this? And I was like, you were so fun. So we had a blast. And that takes me back to what did I end up buying during that very, very busy trip where I was talking most of the time? Well, let me tell you. I grabbed this brush at the very last minute. I was literally in the checkout line, about to check out. They were about to close, and I saw this brush, and I was like, oh, this looks like a really nice brush. Granted, I have a million brushes. I have worked with hair brands for the last decade of my career, literally, and I've been lucky enough to be gifted a lot of brushes, and I've gone through them. I've used them all, and I haven't bought a brush to be really honest with you, I haven't bought a brush for myself in a long time. It's been many moons. This one called my name. It's from Day. And I've kind of heard of this brand. I'm not super familiar with them, to be honest. But this brush was like marketed as a soft, like detangling kind of conditioning brush. I'll link it. Don't worry. And it's so funny to be raving about a brush on my YouTube channel because it's all about makeup. But I can't tell you, this is going to sound so crazy, but I actually look forward to brushing my hair, okay, with this brush. It is so, I wish I could do it on camera, but my hair is dirty and it's braided. It is so nice. It's so luxurious. It does not snag my hair. It's not rough. It feels really nice getting in there. It's just an amazing detangling brush. I use it wet, dry, doesn't matter. It is a fantastic brush. I was very happy to get this during the last day of the savings event. And also, while I was in store, I realized I needed another Paula's Choice Youth Extending Daily Hydrating Fluid Broad Spectrum SPF 50. This is one of my favorite sunscreens. It's just fantastic under makeup. It feels amazing on your skin. It has a really high SPF, and it really just looks beautiful. It looks beautiful, it performs, it hydrates, it does everything that I need it to do. And while I was shopping, I did talk Allie Glines into buying this. I was like, you're asking me what kind of makeup you need to buy, but I'm like, but you need a sunscreen. I don't know why I was like, this just like popped in my head. I'm like, I need one. And I'm like, Allie, you need one too. So she was like, put in my cart. Like, let's check out. I'll get it. So I'm curious to see like what her thoughts are going to be on this because I don't know if she's worn it yet. So maybe I'll reach out today and bug her and be like, did you try this? Because it's amazing. So pick that up. This is not cheap, by the way. So it's always like, the Sephora savings event is always when I pick up like the expensive items that hurt when I restock. This is one of them. Speaking of SPFs, let's actually shift gears to an SPF that I picked up the first time, my first trip around the Sephora savings event when I was shopping. I've been looking forward to getting this, or I was looking forward to getting this. It's the Supergoop Protect Tint. It's a daily SPF tint, like a tinted moisturizer, okay? So it's got SPF 50. I picked up the shade 22W. I picked up a shade that's just a hair too light for me. And by hair, I mean like I need to put bronzer on when I'm wearing this. Or just like a full coverage foundation to like mask how it's a little bit lighter than my actual complexion. But I have to be honest, I've been wearing it and testing it, and I'm still not sure if I love it. So, the jury's out with this one. I was really excited. If you've tried this and you have thoughts, I would love to hear them in the comments below if you don't mind sharing them with me. But as of my thoughts, I'm not wowed by it. I want to be because I was really excited for this product, but I'm not fully wowed by it. And I'm not sure like what is not doing it for me, to be quite honest. I kind of feel like when I put on my skin, it kind of disappears, but also that's at the same time kind of a good thing with SPF. You want it to disappear, but since this one is tinted, I'm not getting the satisfaction of getting coverage. It just feels like it blends into my skin and doesn't give the coverage that I was kind of hoping it would give me. Does that make sense? Either way, those are my thoughts. I'm still testing it. I'm not saying I hate it. I'm just not saying I love it. I'm not really wowed by it in any way. So picked up that. Now, in the same trip that I was just mentioning when we were all in Austin shopping together, all of us creators, and Sephora was probably like, please go. I walked out at Sephora that night and I was laughing to myself in my head. I'm like, they probably like had fun with us. Hopefully, I'm hoping you did. Sephora in Austin, Texas, I'm hoping you had fun with us. But at the end of the day, I'm probably like, in my head, I was like, they were probably like, okay, guys, it's time to leave. You've taken over. Like, you got to go now. Like, we're done. I'm just like, it was quite an adventure. Let me just say that. Let's take it back to something that Allie Glines. I actually have a few things that my new friend Allie Glines has suggested she told me basically, you have to buy these items. So I did. Okay, like what can I say? If you walked up to me on the street and you're like, Nikki, you have to buy this, I would buy it. One of those things was the Cali Ray Come Hell or High Water. This name always is really funny to me. It's a clean mascara. It's a mascara, in case I didn't mention that. It is fantastic. I have it on right now. It is really beautiful. It's just, what else can you say, right? So basically, it's not runny. It doesn't smudge. It doesn't flake throughout the day. I've worn this several times. And I'm talking like from beginning of the day till like the very end of the night. There's no smudging, there's no flaking, like nothing like that. So I've done like some really proper wear test with this mascara. I think the favorite thing besides the formula is fantastic, but I have to say this brush is perfect. It's like my dream mascara wand in reality. It sounds so silly because like mascara wands, they're probably overlooked. They're not though. Like you shouldn't overlook a mascara wand because half of the performance of a mascara is the wand, like truth be told. So great formula, very long wearing, gives me what you're seeing right here, which is like full on volume and impact without smudging or flaking or running. So I'm really happy that Ali suggested that. She also suggested, well, rather insisted that I got the Cali Ray Hideaway. It's basically an under eye brightener and corrector. It also hydrates your under eyes. It's a multitasking product. I have it on right now, but I did put concealer on top. This is meant more for like, let's say you're wearing a tinted moisturizer and you're just running out the door and you're going to go pick up your kids or you're going to go work out or whatever you're doing. I don't know. Just saying. This is something you would put on to color correct, to neutralize dark circles, dark pigmentation under your eyes, and also to brighten your under eyes so you look more like well rested and, you know, vibrant. But also you can use this just purely as a color corrector and then lay a concealer on top. That's primarily how I've been wearing it, and it is fantastic. I've worn it just by itself too. I've worn it just to like throw on, walk the dogs in the neighborhood. So when my neighbors run into me, they're not like, Nikki is looking rough. So I wear it both ways, but I have it on right now with concealer on top, and it really is like a fantastic formula. Blends out super easy. I thought the color was going to be just way too orange, but actually it's like a perfect color correcting peach for me. So it does the job. It color corrects those dark circles that I have, and it eliminates redness under my eyes, and it's just fantastic. So really happy she told me to pick this up. I have the shade Golden Hour just for reference. Also, just a little side note, it comes in a glass bottle, and it's really satisfying. I'm not going to click it, but it's really satisfying to have like a nice glass component. I don't know. It's really nice. I say I'm not going to click it as I silently clicked it quietly down there. So that was one thing, or actually one of the last things she told me to get. Actually, I have two more things she told me to get. I lied. One of the products that I have on right now is actually this lip liner. This is from Sephora brand. We went through like the Sephora collection. I told her to pick up my favorite eyeliners, like my 12-hour wear eyeliners that I love, like tiramisu, cappuccino, cocoa, coconut. I have coconut on right now, by the way, and everything that I'm talking about is going to be linked, don't you worry. But she told me to pick up this lip liner, and I was so happy she did. I put this on, I'm like, okay, I'll put like a lipstick on top. Maybe I'll put like Bronx Baby from Makeup by Mario on top. It's going to be like a great combo. But then when I started filling my lip in with this color, I realized I love it just filled in entirely. So I just have this lip liner on from Sephora brand all over my lips as a lipstick. And the reason why this is actually really nice to do that with is because the formula is very creamy. Not that you could tell just by the swatch, but it has like more of a lipstick feeling to it, like a matte lipstick feeling to it, rather than like a drier lip pencil feeling. So it's just really creamy, and I don't know, it just goes on like a jumbo lip pencil. And I'm obsessed with this shade. I think it's so unique and so gorgeous, and I love that it's a cool tone. Like that's just so, I don't know. I'm really into cool tones right now, especially with my lip liners. They're just different. You're not seeing those that often. So this has been around for a long time, this shade. I remember walking by it a million times, and I'm so happy she pointed it out. But the shade is Sink or Suede. So 28 Sink or Suede, Sephora brand. It is excellent. And let's wrap up the recommendations from Ali Glines, because I'm realizing as I get a package that she suggested a lot of things that were in that I ended up getting. So the last thing was this Fenty highlighter. She was like, are you getting the new Fenty highlighter? And I'm like, well, I don't really need it. I definitely don't need it. And she was insistent that I get it. She was like, come on, just, you know, it's so pretty. I got this shade. Lisa J got that shade. And then I felt left out. And I'm like, well, if you got one and Lisa J got one, I have to get one, needless to say. I'm really happy I did, because here's the thing about Fenty. Let me just show you something really quick. I have so many of their formula, like their original powder formula highlighters, and I love them. I love them because you get more of a satiny highlight right here, and then you get more of like a high impact, super iridescent shimmer on this side. This is kind of like the perfect in between of those two formulas. Like if they took those two formulas and just made a baby, that would be this formula. And it's just a really great highlighter. It's a powder highlighter, but it doesn't look chunky. And also, full disclosure, I'm not wearing blush today. I am only wearing this highlighter. This is it. This is like my highlighter and my blush all in one. I thought I would just go for like a really soft, ethereal, glowy cheek with like a little hint of color, and this really gave it to me. You'll notice too, like I brought it all the way in here, and it's not accentuating my pores. I mean, it's giving me like gorgeous glow and shine. So I'm loving it. Really happy I picked it up. The shade that I have on and that I picked up is too much, and I'll link it, don't worry. So that was it for the suggestions from Allie. And then what else did I get? Okay, so I have a lot of things. Bear with me, you guys. There's a lot of things. Okay, let's get into the first online order. What was it? An online? No, this was in store. Just kidding. I'm getting confused. There's a lot of orders. This was in store. I went to a really big, popular location in LA that has every single brand, that carries every single brand, because, you know, some Sephora's carry this brand, some don't. You know what I mean? It's kind of like a toss-up in store versus like online. They have all the brands available. But I picked all these items up at the Century City Sephora. If you're local to LA, you'll know which one I'm talking about. It's inside it's in an outdoor mall in Century City. It's a beautiful location. I took my friend Jessica on a Saturday because she was in town visiting me, and I was like, listen, Jessica, I just got to run into Sephora. Like I had to get a couple things for a video, and I want to like see these items in person because I want to be able to like pick out what I really want. Okay. And she was like, yeah, no problem. Let's go in. And don't worry, I picked out some things for her to make it worth her time. And like we had fun, but I could tell like she was like, I need to get out of here. Like it was like Disneyland in this Sephora location. Granted, I think it was like the second day of the sale. It was, or the first day. It was like the second or first day of the sale started. So it was a madhouse in there. But I chose this location to get most of the Tom Ford products that I'm going to be filming very soon for a full face of Tom Ford beauty. And also I linked and wrote down all the names of the products that I got this first round. I put it in a Instagram reel. It's a really cute like unboxing type video. So I won't go into the details about the Tom Ford stuff because that's going to come in another video. But there was another product or two that I picked up at this time also. And one of them, it's like a restock item. I already depotted half of this bottle and put in my Pro Kit. I always have to pick this up during the savings event. It's the Fenty Skin Fat Water. It's the hydrating one, not the other one, the clear one. This is the hydrating milky toner. Incredible for deep hydration if you have deeply dehydrated skin. It's an amazing skin prep product. And then a fun little item that I picked up just literally randomly is, and also on accident too, I meant to get the pencil from One Size Beauty in Busty Brown, but instead I ended up with the liquid eyeliner pen. So I'm going to be using this soon. I love the eyeliners from One Size Beauty. I love a lot of stuff from One Size Beauty, but their eyeliners are top notch. I'm excited for that. Okay, I feel like I've been talking a lot. I hope you're enjoying this basically like haul of what I really picked up, like other items I picked up during the Sephora savings event. I might have mentioned this already, maybe I didn't, but I picked this up during the sale, so I did get a good discount on it. It's the Danessa Myricks Groundwork Blooming Romance palette. I've already used it in a few of my YouTube lives, so you've probably already seen it. Beautiful palette. This was one of the first things I put in my cart during the savings event, so happy about that purchase. A few other items I picked up that were not like part of my essentials that I always restock from my kit were two new items from Dior. Actually, I got three, but one is already in my Pro Kit and I didn't want to go grab it, so please forgive me. But I picked up the Forever Glow Maximizers in the shade Peachy and then Nude. Nude is in my kit. And then I picked up the Forever Glow Star Filter. I have this on just as like an extra glowy layer on top of foundation. I have the shade 3. I'm not sure that I'm like obsessed with this product. Just give me more time to test it out. I'm not sure if I fully recommend it, just to be really, really honest with you. So far, I like my Charlotte Tilbury and my e.l.f. more than this because it gives more coverage. This actually blends out to be really, really sheer, and which is fine. So it leaves you with more of just like a sheer little tint of glow and color, but not necessarily like the kind of coverage that like the Charlotte Tilbury gives you or the e.l.f. Cosmetics one gives you. So I like it. I'm not like, oh my gosh, I have to rebuy this over and over again. So I hope that makes sense. Just being really honest. I don't want you guys to like run out and buy this if I'm not obsessed with it. This, I think, is actually a better buy, to be honest. I think these are more impactful. I think they're more shimmery. They're more of like a true liquid highlighter. And the shade Peachy is absolutely stunning on. And let me swatch a little bit on my hand. There's a leaf blower right outside of my studio right now, so we're just gonna act like it's not there. So you can see it's really pretty. Okay, I'm gonna wait a second. So you can see this one is super pretty. It's got like a beautiful peach hue to it. I mean, you could even like just add extra highlight with your fingertip. It's a beautiful product. I find that this is just maybe a little bit more worth it, to be honest, than the fuller size one. There are different products. They come in different tones, obviously, but this one to me is just more impressive than this. And they were launched at the exact same time, so I feel okay comparing them. I did restock 2 of these. I picked up the full size of my Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Freeze Gel. Fantastic. I have it on right now. This one is going to go in my kit. And I know I've mentioned this before and you've seen it on my channel already, and I have a lot of thoughts about this, but I did pick this up in my first shopping round during the Sephora Savings event. It's the Rare Beauty Powder Blush. I picked up the shade Hope. Now, if you caught my previous Nikki Uncut, which was last week, I talked about like how I recommend you wearing it so it doesn't accentuate texture and larger pores and anything you might have going on your cheek. But with that said, I want to go back out and repurchase this. I'm going to get my money's worth. I'm going to continue to use it and create looks with it because it is really beautiful, but it's a little finicky in terms of like how to apply it and where to apply it. It could go either very unflattering or very flattering, depending on like how you put it on. So yeah, I wouldn't repurchase this. I don't actually recommend it, to be fully honest with you, just because of those reasons. It's a little bit more difficult to work with. And it's sad because it's a really beautiful blush. The shades are gorgeous and I love Rare Beauty, but I'm not loving this one, sadly. But I had to be honest, I picked it up and I have to share my honest thoughts with you. So let me grab my last bit of this order. Okay. It came in a huge box. This box was at my door and I'm like, I know I ordered extra stuff during the Sephora Savings event, but I remember ordering like that much that I would need that huge of a box. And I realized it's because I treated myself to a hair tool. And I'm so excited to try this. I was going to try it today, but I'm like, I don't have time to wash my hair and then blow it out and I don't know. I just don't have the time to do my hair today. So stay tuned for my thoughts on this and for like an actual, maybe I'll film a video about me trying it out for the first time. If you want to see it, comment below and let me know. But this is a new hair tool from Maine. So Maine is the brand. It's Jen Atkins' hair brand. It's by Maine Addicts. So Maine Addicts by Jen Atkins. It's a tongue twister. This is her brand. She also is the owner of Way Beauty, which is like a hair care line. So these are like hair tools. I'm really excited for this. It's a heated, yeah. Okay, so it's Giving Body medium hot round brush. It's basically a hot round brush. Okay, I don't know. There's not many other ways to describe it. Let me open it up and show you. Packaging alone just caught my eye, clearly. There's probably a whole list of instructions in here. Yep, so I'll link it and you can check it out if you're interested. And again, stay tuned for like my actual thoughts when I start to actually use it, because I have not used it yet. But this is the tool. It's supposed to give like, those bouncy blowout round brush type waves to your hair without having to be a master at blowing your hair out with a round brush, So I'm terrible at round brushing my own hair. I could do it on clients, but I cannot do my own head to save my life. So this really spoke to me. I'm excited to try it. It's cute packaging. I love the color story. Yeah, I'm excited. This was like a whole like treat yourself moment. And it wasn't that expensive, even without the discount, because I did get 20% off of it, but I want to say it's like like just over $100. I'll link it. You'll know for sure. Don't quote me. But that is it. And I have a few extra Tom Ford items, which I'll share when I do the full face video anyway. And yeah, that was it. Aside from like my restock items that I always get, like my foundations, my powders, and all those like, and concealers, and like my pro item stuff, you know, which are boring. I've already shared them too many times. These were like the fun extra, throw them in the cart and try them out type things that I got during the Sephora savings event. So I hope you enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun just sharing these things with you. I hope you enjoyed like the raw and unfiltered, you know, feedback on all these items. And let me know in the comments what you end up picking up. Let me know what you restocked. If you have the time or energy to leave that kind of comment, let me know what you restocked. And also let me know like what were the extra fun items that you picked up that you weren't expecting to pick up. Like these were mine. I hope you enjoyed them. Leave me a comment. Let's have a conversation about it. Stay tuned to hear my thoughts on that blow dryer brush. And if you like Nikki Uncut and you like haul type videos, I have a lot of them. Forewarning, I don't want to influence you to buy more stuff. We don't need to overconsume, but they're there if you want to watch them. You can check them out right here. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you on the next one, and that's it. Bye.